What up, though? I am Fontaine the Titan. Want to say peace and love to my peoples. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All of this high vibrational information coming at you. And we go continue these high vibrations, getting into that divine spark that we truly are with continuing with these mantras, all right? So we go get you into how to create a powerful mantra so that we can get to reprogramming our subconscious mind here, all right? Because what you got to understand is there is a war on the subconscious mind, and if we not getting into ourselves to reprogram our subconscious mind, then they're definitely going to do it for us, and they're not going to do it to the benefit of us, right? So let's break down, first of all, you already know what a mantra is, right? You got a good idea about it. A good example of a powerful mantra is in the movie What's Love Got to Do With It, right? Y'all remember the movie, the Ike and Tina Turner story of Tina Turner's life, and a lot of people, they watch it and see all the domestic violence and what I'm saying, eat the cake anime and all of that cool stuff, right, that they got in the movie. But what you got to realize, what happened in the movie is when Tina Turner got with her friend and she introduced her to that Buddhist philosophy, and she got a hold to that powerful mantra, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, and we go get into what that means in a little bit later. But when she got into that mantra, that's what began the empowerment process, okay, of her being able to get out of that terrible situation that she was in. According to the movie, she wasn't in a winning situation, you know what I'm saying? So, we got to look at these mantras in a whole different light, right? People might look at you crazy talking about, I got a mantra I say every day, but I got a mantra I say every day. I'm successful, I'm peaceful, I'm prosperous, I'm healthy. Whip that out 1,000 times a day if I got to, regardless of what's going on. Keeps me in a whole different mental mind state, all right? So let's break down what a mantra is real quick, because according to Oxford's dictionary, online dictionary, it's originally from Hinduism and Buddhism, right? It is a word or sound repeated to aid concentration and meditation, right? And it goes on to say it's a statement or slogan repeated frequently, right? So that's what we got to get down to, the repeated frequently aspect of it, because what you got to understand is, we've been told so many bold stuff about us in our whole life, and an example about this is, imagine somebody growing up and being told that they ugly, right? You're being told that they ugly their whole life. And it's an energy behind that word ugly, okay? And when they find out that word and what that word means, and they being told that they are that word, then that has a psychological effect on them and how they go through life, right? They look in the mirror and they look at themselves a certain way. They feel a certain way when they go to sleep, and they thinking, oh, I'm ugly. Imagine you grow up your whole life, you being told you're stupid, right? Then you start running into problems. You be like, oh, well, I can't solve it. I'm just a big old dummy. Ha 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 ha. You start laughing it off, but in your subconscious mind, that's what you really believe. That's what you really know to be true about yourself. So what we got to do is we got to get rid of all of those negative energies, all of those negative derogatory things that were being told about us as we grew up, even as we get older, we get told stuff, and it sticks to us, and it sticks to us real deep down in there somewhere, and we got to find a way to get that out of there, right? And a big way to get that out of there is by creating a powerful mantra, okay? Because if you go back and you watch my video, 5 ways, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five ways to increase inner peace. One of the ways that I had to increase your inner peace is to develop a mantra, okay? So, getting into developing a powerful mantra, I had one of my homeboys come up to me and he like, man, I got me a dope mantra. I'm like, all right, man, what is it? He like, I need weed and I need money. And I say that all day, every day. But it's not working for me because I still be needing weed and money. I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's like the worst mantra that you can pick. So first of all, when it comes to creating a powerful mantra out here, the first thing you got to do is not have your mantra revolved around materialistic stuff, okay? You can't be out here having your mantra, I need Gucci, I need Prada, and all of that. That's not what we out here for. That ain't got nothing to do with reprogramming your subconscious mind. All that's doing is just creating a need for you, an obsession for you to have a desire out here. So it's really a lower frequency vibration that you getting into if your mantra is developed around materialistics, okay? So you want your mantra to be designed in a certain way to get into your mind, to get into your subconscious, okay? So no materialistic stuff. The second thing is you got to recognize the power words that you're using, all right? The power words that you're going to be using. See, I had another one of my homeboys, right? I got a lot of homeboys. They trying to get into it. And, this is to help everybody out. But he was telling me his mantra. His mantra was no fear, no worries, no doubts. And I'm like, bro, that's a terrible mantra. He like, how is that a terrible mantra? I'm saying no fear. I'm saying no worries. I'm saying no doubts. And I'm like, exactly. Your mantra is filled with power words that you don't want to use. Those are words of the opposite vibration that you want to get into. See, your subconscious mind is not going to differentiate the word no in front of whatever you put in front of. It's only going to focus on the power words. That's what you got to understand. So saying something like no fear, no worries, and no doubts, all your subconscious mind is thinking is fear, worry, doubt. Fear, worry, doubt. Fear, worry, doubt. And then when you get into a situation, your subconscious mind is automatically programmed to go to that fear, that worry, and that doubt that you was trying to avoid in the first place, right? So when you look at an example of my mantra, I'm successful, I'm peaceful, I'm prosperous, I'm healthy. My subconscious mind is programmed to the point that whenever I run into adverse situations, that's exactly what comes to me. That's the first thing that it's an automatic response now, right? So I got a few power words for you, just real quick so that you can try to implement them. Of course, successful, peaceful, prosperous, healthy, strong, happy, joyous, right? Abundance, living in abundance, having more than enough, right? Gifted, know that you are gifted, talented, smart, intelligent, great, victorious, a winner, And when you're saying these power words, right? When you're saying these power words, what you got to understand is you're not just saying the words. You have to say, I am. I am these words. I am this energy. Because these words are energies. They have an energy behind them that you have to embody. So you're not just saying, I want to be successful, or I want to be peaceful, or I want to have abundance. You want to say, I am abundance. I am peaceful. I am prosperous. I am healthy. And you embody these energies within yourself. And you repeat them as often as possible. Because when you repeat them as often as possible, that's what gets you to start to retrain your subconscious mind, okay? And what I did was I recorded myself saying this to myself so I can go to sleep listening to my own voice say it back to me. Going to sleep listening to my own power words from me to myself, saying it to myself as I'm listening to myself. How powerful is that, y'all? See, you got to get into doing stuff like that if you really want to reprogram your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind is programmed through repetition, symbols, and trauma. So what's the best way to get that repetition for yourself? Is to say it to yourself as often as possible, right? But let's take this a step further because I've got a book right here. It's called A Little Bit of Mantras, right? An Introduction to Sacred Sounds by Lily Cushman, right? And of course, this book is dope. Don't let the size of the book fool you. It ain't the size of the book. It's the content that lies within, all right? So we go get off into what a mantra really is, okay? And it says here, mantras are sacred sounds or sacred syllables. When repeated with dedication and focus, mantras serve as a means to steady the mind and open the heart. The word mantra originates from the Sanskrit language and was adopted into the English language in the late 18th century. The word can be broken into two roots, man and tra. Mind is associated with the root word for manas, which means the mind. Tra is defined as crossing over. Combined, the literal translation of the word mantra is crossing over the mind. But what exactly does it mean to cross over the mind? What lies on the other side? And why would anyone want to go there? This whole concept is quite foreign to Western culture, except when we desperately want to get rid of a migraine. However, in the traditions of the East, seekers have been exploring practices to learn how to work with the mind for thousands of years in search of greater happiness and well-being. These traditions believe that crossing over the mind allows us to gain access to the fullness of our being beyond our anxiety, distraction, and fearfulness lies as a vast potential for greater connection, creativity, and curiosity. This is what awaits us in the world of mantras, an immense toolkit that enables us to inhabit our lives. So that's what this is all about. You know, mantras, this is some old school stuff. This is that ancient stuff. And this book is filled with all the Hindu traditions. It's got all the old school mantras in here. And we're not going to get into each specific mantra and what each mantra is for and how they use. But these are the most powerful mantras according to what they got to say about it. As I say, you can create your own, but as you get deeper and deeper, you might want to get into some of these more ancient and deeper forms of mantras and meditations to increase your own power, because the power is limitless. It's you that's limiting yourself. So we got to get those negative connotations that we got about ourselves. Just keep in mind how many negative thoughts you might have in a day. You wake up and you stub your toe and you be like, I just knew this day was going to be going straight to hell, right? And then next thing you know, that's exactly how your day goes. And then if you're not strong enough, you ain't not going to break out of it. And then that's how your week is going to go. And then how your month is going to go. Imagine how many of you out here are just living lives in pure agony just because of the way you think, right? So we got to get our thought process back for ourselves. And these mantras is what's helping us out here, you know. And we go get into a few other things, because as you get to creating your powerful mantra, it says here, you have to illuminate the routine. Now, I told y'all I say my mantra 1,000 times a day, and y'all probably sitting up there like, that's impossible. You're not saying that 1,000 times a day. All right, well, listen to this, and you'll probably figure out now how you're able to do it 1,000 times a day. It says, one of the easiest ways to bring more mantra practice into your life is by incorporating mantras into daily tasks. Any activity can be a prompt for you to recite a mantra, bringing new meaning to an otherwise ordinary task by giving you the chance to reconnect to your practice and yourself in that moment. This can be as simple as reciting a mantra every time you pass through a doorway or when you hear a notification on your phone. Just simple stuff like this. And they got a little list here of household chores. You can do your mantra while you're doing the dishes, doing laundry, vacuuming, or other housework, right? Personal hygiene, while you're taking a shower, brushing your teeth, washing your face, or putting on makeup, right? Or you doing the number 2, of course, right? Traveling, play some mantras while you're driving, walking, biking, taking the subway, or riding the bus. When you're waiting in line at a traffic light, or at the post office, or at the Secretary of State, or DMV, or whatever you want to call it, wherever you at, right? When you're exercising, right? Each time you use your phone, each time you drink some water, each time you start your car, each time you look in the refrigerator, when you wash your hands, when you turn on a light, when you pass through a doorway, when you greet someone, every time you send an email. Like, it is countless ways to incorporate your mantra into what you're doing. Because you don't want to wait until things start going bad for you and then try to say, I'm going to say my mantra now. Now you got to be consistent with it. 1,000 times a day, over and over, repeatedly. Because we're trying to reprogram the subconscious mind for higher levels of vibration. Because keep in mind, remember, our emotions have a frequency to them. So if you're not raising your vibration constantly, you can dip down into a lower vibration and not even know it. These mantras help you lift that up all the way, right? And one more thing I wanted to add was, how do you know your mantra is working, right? It says, to see if the practice is benefiting you, I recommend first giving yourself a period of time, like a month, to do the practice on a regular basis without constantly assessing it. Once you put it in the time, the best way to assess if the practice is to look at your life, not at the practice itself, right? So you want to see how your life is going on, see what changes have been in yourself as you go along, and that's how you know whether your mantra is working. It says, has your general mood shifted since undertaking the practice? If you have you lost your temper, if you lose your temper 10 times a month, then it's a definite improvement to only lose it 5 times in a month now, right? It says another good sign that the practice is working is that you won't stay stuck in the anger as long as you used to do before. In other words, you might still get mad, but instead of taking a day to get over it, maybe it only takes you a few hours. Another place to measure whether or not the practice is working is how connected you feel to yourself and to others. Are you more in tune with your own ebb and flow throughout the day? One final place to check out is how resilient you are. If you encounter a failure or a misstep of some kind, you are able to recover more easily than you used to. You can find yourself if these practices are helping you enough to warrant continuing with them. So that's the whole thing. Be patient, people. You done had all of these years of all of this negativity being tossed at you and being absorbed by your subconscious mind, right? So it's going to take a while to start reprogramming that in a positive way, okay? So what you got to look at is we trying to build up from the inside out, right? Law of correspondence applies here. As above, so below, as within, so without. So if we change the inside of ourselves, then by default, our outside environment will change as such too, right? It's going to be a reflection of that. So if you got a bunch of misery going on the inside of yourself, then it's no wonder you got a bunch of misery going on the outside of yourself too, right? So let's raise these vibrations up and get our mantras together, right? 1,000 times a day. Feel it within yourself. Reprogram your subconscious mind. Block that negativity out. You know, these mantras are a force. It's like, you know, somebody coming at you a certain type of way. This is your immediate combatants with that mentally, right? So now your energy level is raised. Now everything about you is on a higher vibration, and now you can manifest what you want into your life a lot easier, because you can't manifest things into your life on these lower levels of vibration. You got to be on these high levels of vibration, all right? So I'm staying successful, peaceful, prosperous, and healthy. I embody that. And like, subscribe, share. And we go continue to raise our vibration zone up. Build you your powerful mantra. Say it 1,000 times a day. Raise these vibrations up. And peace.